Sustainable Development. We have our champion, Ms. Prim, joining from all the way from China, from the ASEAN Data Science Ambassador for 2023, the Thailand delegate, and then also presenting the APFSD Youth Call to Action. Prim, the floor is yours.
Sawi, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, excellencies, distinguished delegates, youth leaders, ladies and gentlemen. The Asia-Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, APFSD Youth Forum, has now been a collective voice since 2017 from youth in all their diversities in the Asia and the Pacific. The forum is co-convened with ARO, Youth Lead, YPR Asia Pacific, major group of children and youth with support from APRSEM. And this year, over 400 young people, activists and advocates from 36 countries across the Asia Pacific representing youth-led and feminist organizations, change makers, social entrepreneurs, activists, and students have gathered together in this region. The APFSD Youth Forum has now been a space, an inspiring platform to engage more youth, more voices are being heard, more actions are taking place, more awareness from the policymakers about youth engagement for a sustainable future. Now is the time for change. This is a call for action. It puts forward our concern and embodies our demand for sustainable, inclusive, and human rights-focused solution. We reiterate and emphasize that none of the SDG can be fully achieved if the gender equality and equity is not realized, if youth are not included. And we need support and investment to ensure meaningful and participation and leadership of young people, women and girls in all their diversities in decision-making, including planning, implementation, monitoring process, related to COVID-19 recovery and implementation of the SDGs, prioritizing gender equality, human rights, equity, and meaningful and inclusive youth engagement, comprehensive sexuality education, and sexual reproductive health and rights. These services should be included in universal health coverage policies, plan, and financing mechanisms. Safely managed water and sanitation facilities are crucial for young people, overall health and well-being. We call to centralize the nexus of water, youth, climate issues at the heart of the SDG and pick them in the political agenda for all stakeholders, as these are fundamental values to achieve individual well-being and sustainable development. Youth, women, and children are the most vulnerable to the climate change. Policymakers should implement a deeper understanding of opportunities, advantages, trade-off, and associated with energy to access policies, program design, including women, youth, children, people with disability, marginalized community, LGBTQI+, and elderly. We need to make that urgent action to phase out fossil fuel and scale up affordable energy for low carbon carriers and transportation, advancing multilateralism, at just energy transition partnership, and enacting regulatory for financial incentives and standards. Increased investment in scientific research, disaggregated data, and the development, especially encouraging more opportunities for youth, women and girls, education in STEM for better understand and realize our potential, our situation with more technical devices and safer internet. We will foster innovation, entrepreneurship, and better working environment for women, more gender responsive, disability friendly, and inclusive infrastructures. We must implement a science-based solution and youth impact for sustainable development of everyone and keep the 1.5-degree goal alive. APFSD Youth Forum is a place where we come together and we are empowered. We want to go an extra mile. How could it be zero waste? How can we use innovation, infrastructures, cities, communities to come together? And we need to have more oxygen, control the carbon emission, transform pollutants into energy, and we use data, science, and STEM to create a bigger impact because we value our home. We in the Asia-Pacific have made achievements in socio-economic development, but uneven across and within countries, which were severely set back by the impact of COVID-19, the climate crisis, and various global conflicts. It is critical now, more than ever, to center and uplift the voices of young people in the region and make meaningful progress towards the target goals. And we call for member states to adopt an intersectional, non-discriminatory, participatory approach to foster youth empowerment and leadership, human gender equity, that we can collectively address the issues and claiming our agency, our decisions, and our quality of life. Join us at the APFSD Youth Forum to come together, make impacts, take actions, and change the world into a better place for all. Youth must be inclusive in the SDG. Youth, we are the game changer, and we will make a great impact, to the greatest impact that have ever happened before. Let's do it now, and together we will make a history. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Prim. I think you can hear from the floor as well. I think the floor is already joining hands with you to make history and for inclusive and meaningful youth engagement on sustainable development agenda through the APFSD, and then also to share with our the colleagues as well this youth statement and the forum and the processes have engaged thousands of youth across the region over many processes. So Prim has been showcasing and leading these steps as well. So thank you, Ms. Prim, again for your representing the amazing discussions for today.